The Beatles walked on the stage of the Ed Sullivan Theater on February 9th, 1964. It became one of the most important both musical and television events ever. So now we get a chance, 50 years to the day, the hour, the same network, and the same time slot to celebrate that event. We're going to show clips from the Ed Sullivan Show. We're going to have 10 to 12 great performances by contemporary artists covering great Beatles songs. The whole tenor of the show is about giving people a sense of what that night was like.
They were kind of my sole influence just for music, for everything. It wasn't even just wanting to do it for a living. For me, it was just since I was a little kid, listening to the records, obsessing over them, learning how to play based on them. They're just the best. They're the best ever.
She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride.
We decided to do Ticket to Ride because we just love that song. I think
it's a great song.
Kind of fit our band's vibe.
I mean, that's the thing. There's so many choices. I don't even know where you begin to try and make that decision.
Myself and Pharrell are singing Here Comes the Sun. And we're doing that with Cirque du Soleil Love behind us. And for me, a George Harrison song is important because he, to me, was the Beatle I most identify with because of he just always had the guitar. He was always the guy playing those licks, you know.
I grew up in a house with predominantly all country music. So my dad didn't have any Beatles records. You know, it was crazy. I don't know why. So I discovered them, you know, more so in my teenage years. And I was hooked immediately.
Don't let me down.
I just played with John on Don't Let Me Down. John asked me to sit in with him, and we were trying to think of a song to do. And I had just recently rediscovered the Naked album, and Don't Let Me Down hit. And I went, man, I've always loved this song. We should do that one.
Say you want a revolution, well, you know.
Paul and Ringo are sitting there front and center looking at you, and you're playing their music to them.
Yeah.
Like, just looking for some kind of validation.
It was amazing, but it was horrifying.
We played Revolution. We are all just the biggest Beatles fans that you could ever find on the planet. The only music I have on my iPhone is the entire Beatles library. Pop music would be unrecognizable as it is today if it weren't for the Beatles.
He never listens to them.
It wasn't about us in a way.
No,
it was about the Beatles.
And to be asked to perform a Beatles song, I mean, that's a really sort of incredibly moving thing to be asked to do. The sort of contemporary 20th century equivalent of Beethoven, Mozart, but all the greatest, their contribution to music is just timeless.
They do, don't make it bad.
My heart is still pumping. Great. Watching all the other acts, Ed Sheeran and Joe Walsh, you know. It's so great for me because when do you see that? All that old footage sitting next to my old pal, Paul, and getting up with him again. You know, you can hear, I can't really talk. I remember the Ed Sullivan Show because we were in America and it was huge in our heads, in our mind, in our souls. In our career, you cannot plan. You know, 4 guys from a club band in Liverpool, whee, to this.
Na, 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 na.